Hell's one of the most emotive subjects that we can talk about, particularly when we don't just think about it as an abstract topic. I mean, people often joke about it, but when we think about the reality of the idea of God's judgments, particularly if we think about the reality of the idea of people actually going there, not just does hell exist, but what about my friend who died who didn't trust Jesus? Are you saying they went to hell? Suddenly it becomes an emotive issue. And the idea of a God of love creating and sending people to hell just doesn't seem to fit together. And I would say, absolutely, there are difficulties, emotional difficulties we have with the subject. I would say most Christians, if they're in touch with their emotions at all, find this a difficult subject to think about emotionally. And yet I'd also want to look at it from another angle, which is, whilst most of us have a problem with the idea of hell and judgments, all of us have a deep-seated longing for justice. You know, we look around our world today and we see people being beheaded by ISIS. We see kind of injustice and corruption going on in our world, whether it's in football or in government or in the politics of different countries. And something in us longs for justice. We long that there'll be a day of justice. And the reality is, so often in this world, justice isn't done. People do literally get away with murder. And I would say the fact that there is a future day of justice, or a day of judgment, we might say, is a good thing. Ironically, we don't like the idea of judgments, but we do like the idea of justice. And yet for justice to happen, there must also be judgments. I think a way to start to look about this subject is, rather than looking emotionally at the problem of, am I going to hell? Rather to ask the question is justice a good thing? Is it a good thing that one day God will bring justice? And I want to say, yes, it is. But then, of course, we have to ask the follow-up question, which is, if God is a God of justice, where do I stand in relation to that justice as well?